Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the weekly quick tip. Today, we're going to be talking about references and things you need to know so that you can have people putting in positive words for you during your job search. So, we'll start off with what is the difference between um, references and then letters of recommendation, because I think a lot of people get them confused. References are generally used more for job applications, okay, whereas letters of recommendation are generally used more for graduate school or professional school. References may require the contact information for 3 to 4 people so that an employer can reach out to them and talk with them about you. And they can be shared in a variety of points in the job search process. Some ask for your reference information right up front while you're applying. Others won't ask for it until the interview process. And others may not even ask for your references until they're just about ready to offer you the position. Generally, your references are people who know you in a professional manner. So maybe your supervisor for work or your internship. Maybe if you were working on campus, it would be whoever supervised you there. Um, People who can vouch for you from a work ethic perspective. Now, that doesn't mean you can't include, faculty members or coaches, but generally through the job search, it's people who have worked with you in a professional setting. As a rule, they can't be family or friends. Now, for your letters of recommendations, they also can't be family or friends. Um, and they are more from people who know you in an academic setting. So this would be where your professors, your research partners can really, add a lot to your application process. Um, Generally, letters of recommendation are requested during the admission process. Standard seems to be 2 to 3. Um, and they can vary in how that information is supplied to the graduate school of your choosing. Some may require a formal letter to be typed up and emailed to an admission team. Others just require their name and email address, and they will send an electronic form for your recommender to fill out. In both of these cases, it's really important to know what the person is asking for and how they want that information and when they want that information. So always make sure you read the application process for your job or for your grad school very closely to know what you need to do. So since we're talking about references today, you need to know where to start, right? So think about people that you could ask. Like I mentioned, you can talk to your supervisors. Your current supervisors, always go to previous supervisors if you've had other jobs or other internships that you would want to include. Um, Talk to maybe someone who's managed where you volunteer and can speak to your volunteer attributes. You can certainly ask your professors, your academic advisor, because they can touch on a lot of the soft skills that employers require as well, like time management and ability to prioritize, ability to work with others through group projects. You can also look into asking your coach for athletics or a club advisor, particularly if you had a leadership role. So you have a wide variety of people you can ask, but think about people who you know have really worked with you and know who you are and can vouch for you in a professional capacity. Once you know who you want to ask, make sure you ask for their willingness to be a reference. Let them know what you're applying for, why you're asking them in particular. This really stems from an interest I gained while I was interning with you, and I really appreciate that experience. I'm excited to try it out in the real world. Um, and then, of course, you also want to verify that they have the time to be a reference for you, that it's not a really hectic time for them at work, and also that they would be willing to make positive remarks for you. Are you comfortable being a reference for me? Um, If they don't give you a very enthusiastic response, that might be a sign that maybe they aren't as comfortable, or they may outright say, I'm not sure I know you well enough to be a good reference for you. Um, if they say that to you, that's okay. We just find other people to ask. Um, People are generally really honest about, I'm not sure I would be a good fit for you, or yes, absolutely, I'm happy to speak on your behalf. Once they give you the go-ahead to use them, get their essential information. Find out what their preferred contact information is. For example, if maybe you're using a staff member from Albright College, would you rather use your office phone number, or do you have another phone you'd like me to use? Maybe your supervisor, doesn't check or doesn't have work email, so maybe a personal email would be better. Also, you want to verify their full title, make sure it's correct. Maybe they have something more official than just shift leader. And also, you want to verify the length of time known. That's a pretty standard question that employers will ask. So to make sure that, I'm telling them that we've worked together for 3 years, does that seem right to you? So now we have their information, we have their go-ahead, we're really excited. Now we have to know how to submit it. Some instances for the job search, they will actually have you just type everything into an online form, and you don't need to worry about formatting. Other times they may ask you for an actual paper with all the information on it already, and you have to email it to them or print it out and give it to them during your interview. So when you're formatting, you want to make sure you start off, make sure you give them your name. They want to know who they're supposed to contact, and also give their title and the organization. Make sure you have the correct phone and email for them. Always double check this information so that you know what you're putting out there is correct. And then there's other information you may be asked to provide. How long have you known this individual, or in what capacity have they worked with you? What is their relationship to you? Are they your supervisor or your coworker? Are they a coach? What is the frame of reference for your reference? And down here you can see we have an example. A hypothetical person from Target, Monica De La Cruz. She's a team leader at Target. Here's her phone number and then her preferred email address. If you aren't sure about formatting, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to help you. Make sure you have all the information that you need and that it's presented in a way that's going to be really effective for you. So we have your references, they're all laid out nicely on your information sheet. So what's next? What do we do? Make sure that you follow up with your references, you provide them updated resumes as you make changes, and then also a copy of the job description so they know what they may be asked about with regards to you. So that they have a good idea of, okay, well, this is what she's applying for, this is what he's going for, this is, the description and requirements. Does this person have what they need? Make sure you keep everyone updated on your search progress. They're going to be cheering you on, so make sure you let them know, hey, I have this interview coming up. Hey, I think my interview went really well. So keep them updated. Let them know if you're applying for other opportunities. Make sure you regularly check in with them just to verify their contact information and their willingness to be a reference as needed. For example, there may be some really busy times, maybe for a school, there's a lot getting started in August, or for tax season if you're in accounting. So make sure you're checking in with them to make sure that they are still willing to be a reference for you during those busy times. And last but not least, you want to make sure you show your gratitude frequently and sincerely. They are really putting themselves out there and are willing to help you get started on your career path or continue your career path. So make sure that you Really let them know how much you appreciate their good words about you and their willingness to vouch for you as you get started in your career. Um, like always, if you have any questions about references, letters of recommendation, or anything else in the job search process, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I look forward to helping you. Have a great day.